You created that setup for yourself. Again, this is ideal. If you don't have it, you can just make sure you have something for your hands to keep you balanced and safe. And then once you've got that set up, then come to sitting on this third chair. And I'm sitting sideways just for a moment so you can see the important structural alignments. A lot of times we have this going on in our posture where the pelvis is spilt backwards, the upper back is rounded, and the neck is protruded forward. So this gesture of tipping the pelvis forward, chest up, chin slightly down, those three maneuvers help bring what's called zhongjang or central upright. As you have your central upright intact, then you work on relaxing the body without losing that central upright. So let the tissue and musculature of the body soften and release. This will help ground you down. So as we relax, there's a sort of sinking quality that goes down under us through the chair, through the legs. And then there's a levity, a buoyancy that's left over that we want to get comfortable with. We want to not be walking around holding excess tension. We want to find that loose quality, that liquid quality. And then let's breathe in through the nose, long, smooth, and full. Out through the nose or mouth. And continue that breathing for both Mary and Giddy. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. Your screens are off. Now, if you're in your pajamas and you want to keep your screen off, that's fine. But if you want to turn it on so that I can observe you, that would be your bottom left corner of your laptop. You got to move your mouse down there and start video. So that's totally up to you. Just want to give you that option. A long, smooth breath in, filling the entire frame of your torso. And then with that exhale, that frame softens, relaxes, and settles in. Do that for about 5-6 more cycles. In through the nose. Out the mouth. Now we add on top of this breathing movement. First movement, slide the hands back, elbows back, and shoulder blades back. Lift the chest more, lift your chin more. Arch the body, spinal extension. And then the complementary movement. Slide your hands forward past your knees. Hollow chest, drop your head, spinal flexion. Let's do that a few times. Slide the hands, elbows, shoulder blades back. Inhale. Slide the hands forward, hollow the chest, round the back, drop the exhale. 3 more. Inhale. And exhale. 2 more. And last one. And just settle back to your vertical, to your neutral. And then we do the rotational movement. Your left hand forward, right hand and elbow back. Turn your shoulders, turn your head. Twist. Inhaling as you come to center. Exhale as you turn. Right hand forward, left hand and elbow back. Twist. Inhale, center. Exhale, twist. Inhale, center. And twist. In. Exhale. Twist. Middle. Twist. And let's do one more each way. Back to center. And the third one, hang your arms loose. We shift the weight to the right buttock and softly bow the torso to the right. Back to middle. And lean to the left. So we're just trying to break up this tension so that we're more adaptable, right? With balance, it's somewhat opposite of how we think at first. We maybe think about holding ourselves balanced. Instead, functionally, we need to be more adaptable and loose to retain equilibrium. We have to not be holding stiffly. That makes us more clumsy. So this is sort of basic approach of the Taoist practice. Now, back to middle. Bring your legs closer together. We're just going to loosen up a little bit the upper area. So bring the hands forward, hands together, and draw a circle around. Do that one more time. So we get this circular quality. Then take it forward and up. Open. Down. Under. Forward and up. Open. Down. And forward and all the way up. Open. Down. One more like that. Big circle. Let's do one more at that full range where we're just unpacking what's stuck in the middle and upper back, arms and shoulders, and then relax. And let's go the other way. Go a little bit back, out, forward, and in. So this little circle. And we go back, up to about chest height, forward, down. Back, up, forward, down. And then lastly, we go back, up, all the way over top. Forward, down. Under, back, and up. Oh. One more, full range. Yeah. So we're loosening. This constant approach in Taoist practice, Tai Chi and Qigong, is loosening up where we're stuck together, right? So with the legs, scoot a little bit back on your chair. And we're going to lift the right knee up a little bit, flex the right foot, and pull the leg in, and then push and draw it up and set down. Other side. Load it, push it, load it, down. Switch. Load, push, load, down. And load, push, load, down. Again, load, push, load, down. One more. Load, push, load, down. Now to get the foot and ankle, straighten that leg out. Point foot, flex foot. A couple of times. And then tilt that foot a little in, out, in, out. And then we circle. In, around, and out a few times. And reverse, out, around, and in a few times. And down. Switching, other foot, point and flex. Tilt the foot a little in, a little out. Circle. first circle. Down. So very similar to, if you go get on a plane and you're ready to fly, the plane gets ready to fly, they go through and they check every single little component part that makes up the plane before they try to make the plane do its, big purpose, which is fly, right? So that's what this type of approach is doing. Scoot forward on your chair, and we make sure the legs and hips have this ability here, which is step your feet first wider than hip distance. Now lift the toes and turn on the heels, externally rotate. The quad, or the groin area, opens. And then lift your toes and turn internally, internal rotation at that same hip joint, the quad. Now lift your toes, externally rotate. And then lift your toes internally. Do that just a couple more times. Turn from the hips, turn. So the pelvis is the stationary anchor, and the legs are the moving part here. Now back to neutral. Let's invert that. So the legs are stable, the pelvis is the moving part. So now we're folding, sitting vertical, tipping back, sitting vertical, fold, sit vertical, tip back, vertical, fold, right? Opening up this whole area, vertical, and then tipping back a bit just to get openness on this area. So we're sort of like the Tin Man, we're lubricating these rusty spots, right? These places that have grown stuck. Okay, so now let's put all that together to fly the plane a little bit. So we've got open foot and ankles, knees, hips. We've loosened up the upper body a bit. Now we're ready to slide the feet back. And if you just watch me here, just notice that my body weight is down through the chair. So my body is here in space, but my feet are here. My feet are in front. So the problem people have when they try to stand up, when they try to just go up, it's because their weight is too far back here, so they keep falling back. That's why the technique for standing up first is folding and going forward. So once I've done that, now you can see my middle is above my feet. So then standing vertical is not a problem. It's easy, right? And the inverse is true. My body weight is now down to my feet. So if I start going backwards for the chair, I'm going to feel like I'm going to fall into the chair, as opposed to stay above my feet, fold at the hips, and fold the body. Now my butt has arrived at the chair, and then I tip back, and now I'm here sitting. So let's do that about 4 or 5 times. This is just a really important exercise. It's a functional movement, but it also teaches us a quality that we need to feel, which is the primary direction is down. So when I'm standing up, I have to address the fact that I'm down through the chair here, and now when I fold, I'm making sure I'm getting down to the earth by going forward. Now I'm down through the feet. I stay down through the feet, and this body, kind of like a spring or like an accordion, opens long. And then when it's time to sit down, I think, keep my weight down through the feet, fold at these hips, sink the buttocks, right? Let the knees bend because of this folding at the hips. Find that chair. You can even reach back, say, okay, make sure it's there. Then you commit your buttocks to the chair, and now you're down through the chair. So let's do that 3 more times. Eventually this flows really nice, where you just flow. The weight is down through the feet. The weight stays down through the feet, still down through the feet. Now it's down through the chair. Twice more. Eventually it just feels like butter. So Tai Chi, the emphasis of song, soft, pliable, relaxed, allows us to stay light and buoyant and also be very grounded. Very. Okay, now that you're standing, Let's do 3 or 4 where we do not sit in the chair at all. So we're using this to sink down and maybe even touch the shins or the ankles or pick something up off the floor. So this gesture of folding, dangling the fingers down and get near the ground, touch the ground perhaps if you're there. Don't force it. And then push through the earth, stand really, really tall. And then do that again. Fold, hinging at all the movable parts, dangle near the floor, touch the floor, push through the earth, and rise up tall. Let's do that twice more. Fold, sink. So all of this is setting the table. It's preparing the vehicle, right? We need to have a certain quality in the body in order to feel like we have both stability and mobility, right? Those are usually two opposite ideas. We want to cultivate them so they both are present at the same time. So make your way over near to this right side chair. So what you need here is space in front of you on the floor and then something within reach to help you with balance, okay? First exercise from this place. So take your index finger and just touch your belly button. Just touch it and then project in from the belly button towards the middle of your body. And you'll notice you have lower back, lumbar spine here, belly button in front, and the spot right in between. So this section is the middle. It's a very important place to move from. So when we shift the weight now over to the right leg, we want to move from here rather than, let's say, from here. This is what a lot of times people do. When they're stuck, they lean. So we're shifting from this middle, more weight in the right leg, and then back to 50-50, and then more weight here, less weight here, 50-50, and then do that smooth. Shift, shift. And notice I'm not leaving the ground. I'm not picking a foot up off the ground. I'm just rearranging my parts so that the weight goes down through this leg and is not going down through this leg. And then changing so the weight is going down through this leg and not through this leg. So this is the infrastructural primary skill of walking is, can you separate full, empty, and then can you separate full and empty? Most people will feel more comfortable on one side, less comfortable on the other. So that throws off our gait, right? If I feel more comfortable here, I'll take a nice big step. But then if I don't feel very comfortable here, I'm going to take a small step. And so everyone kind of walks with a little bit of a limp, a subtle limp, right? Folks that are, not even aware they have a little limp, they have a little limp. And then over time, that becomes a problem. So this practice of 100, 0, 100, 0. Now we take that up a notch, challenge a little bit. So we're going into your left leg, your right foot being empty, lift the heel, try to get to the tippy toe of the shoe. You might even place your hand on the chair for balance, and then place the heel down, shift. So now your weight's in the right leg, no weight in the left, lift the heel, get to the tippy toe. Then back down with no body weight, and then shift. So either hand on chair or no hand, practice this change of weight. Lift the heel, lower the heel, change the weight. Lift, lower, change the weight. Primary direction is down. So if you get your weight down through one leg, this other leg could be free to move. And then if you change the weight down through this leg, this foot's free. Let's take it another notch up. So tippy toe, hand on chair for sure. So you disconnect the foot from the ground. And then place the whole foot down. Change the body weight. And now the other leg. Go to the tippy toe, disconnect from the ground, place the whole foot down. Change. Someday you can try this with no hand, but first get really comfortable with just changing. The weight goes down, tippy toe, lift, lower, shift. Tippy toe, lift, lower, shift. Right? If you can't do this, then when you try to walk and do this, you're not going to feel the stable, upright quality. So that's why this is an important one for walking. Even though we're not going anywhere yet, this is the foundation of that. And lastly, put all your weight in your left leg, hand on chair for sure. We go to the tippy toe, and now lift this whole leg up and whole leg down. Now repeat that on that same leg. Just go up, down. And notice that I'm keeping my weight 100% here. This leg is free because eventually this is something we can do with no hand, right? But use the chair to allow you to do it. And then we change. Now the weight's in your right leg. Go to your tippy toe. Lift your left leg. Lower your left leg. Again, lift, lower, lift, lower, lift, lower. Now alternate each time. So we change the weight to the left as the right foot is empty. Lift, down, change. Get to your tippy toe and lift, down, change again. So we got middle pivot. This is where our equilibrium is found, this place. If we can allow the weight to go down through one leg, we can get that strength back. Then we have abilities to walk forward, backwards, sideways, turn, do all kinds of interesting things. But without this foundation, everything else is always dangerous and often non-available. Okay, so now the next exercise set. So make sure you've got, again, this idea of some space in front, something off to your right that you can reach with your hand. Put all your weight into your left leg, empty your right foot. Now put that right foot in front with the heel touching. So I'm going to turn sideways so you can see the relationship. Notice I didn't take some humongous step. It's just in front by a little bit, comfortable. Primary direction is still down. So I'm going to move forward, but the primary direction is just let the weight go down through my right leg. Notice I moved forward. Same thing here. The weight goes down through the foot that's behind me. That moves me back. Down through the foot in front. That moves me forward. So I'm not leaning and falling forward. Down through the leg that's behind me. That moves me back. So passive shift. Soft and relaxed. We're moving from this cockpit of the body to the middle of the body. Shift. Shift. So this is level 1. This is the best time to practice no hands. You try to work on getting all the way to the tippy toe and then changing. So all the weight's here and now your tip of the heel, light. And then one more time, change. Tippy toe, change. Now, hand on the chair, we challenge. As the weight's in your back leg, lift your front foot, float it, place the heel back down in front, shift. Now, all the way down through that right leg, your back foot like a little flamingo. Just bend the knee, heel comes up, and then touch the toe back to the floor. Do it again. Shift, the weight down through the left leg, lift, lower, shift, down through the right leg, bend, return, shift, weight down through the left leg, lift, lower, shift, bend, down. And then the third, final level on this one, make sure you got hand on the chair, full lift, like we did earlier, put the heel out in front, shift into that right leg. And now this back leg, forward and up, reach the toe back, shift. Weight is down, the weight stays down, that allows this. And then the weight down. The weight staying down under that standing leg allows the lift and the return. Let's do one more of these. Lift, lower, shift, and then lift, return, shift. Okay, right foot back. We're going to switch sides. Come over to your other side chair. Put all the weight in your right leg. Put your left foot in front just a little bit. Right, so we've got that little relationship there. Now, down through the front leg. That moves you forward. Down through the back leg. That moves you back. Down, 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 down. Being able to relax and do this, as sort of minuscule as this might seem, this is the trick. This is it. If you can learn how to do this, keep your vertical axis, keep a sort of quality of softness throughout, then you can do a whole bunch of other more advanced movements. Hand on the chair, lift, lower, shift. And then this back leg, bend the knee, toe down, shift. Weight down through the back leg, lift, lower, shift. And then like a little flamingo, bend, toe down, shift. Lift, lower, shift. Bend, touchdown, shift. And then that third challenge, make sure your hand is on chair so you can go full lift, heel touch, shift. And then this back leg, forward and up, back, shift. Weight underneath, lift, low, shift. And then forward and up, back, shift. One more. So now switch to the first side. We're gonna use that technique and take it one challenge level up. So put all your weight in your left leg, right foot in front. Shift, so that's as far as we got last time. Now this back foot, if it's truly empty, you can just step it, put the heel in front, and then shift. Same thing going backwards. We can shift. If you can get all the weight down through that one leg, then the other foot is empty and therefore has buoyancy and levity to step. And then shift. Again, shift, wait for it to be empty, step, empty, shift. Shift back, wait for this to be empty so that it can step without any disturbance to your equilibrium, and shift. Shift, step, shift. Shift, step, shift. Shift, step, shift. Shift, step, shift. Level 2. Hand on chair, we go lift, lower, shift. Now this foot, pick it up and step it over something. Use the chair to keep you safe, and then shift. And then this back foot, bend the knee, down, shift. This front foot, up, tuck, reach, shift. Weight down under the left leg, lift, lower, shift. Step over, shift. Bend that knee, down, shift, up, tuck, reach. One more like that. So that's level 2. It's like a small obstacle. Change the weight. If the weight's underground, this foot is free to step over. And then I change the weight so now it's down through here. This foot's free. And change the weight. This foot free. Keep the foot empty. And then finally, level 3, full lift, hand on chair for safety, down, shift. Now this is going to go heel, knee, foot, down, shift. And then this leg, knee, back, shift. This leg, up, tuck, reach, shift, pull. All right, so we're floating the pelvis and spine and learning how to use the alternating of full and empty to safely navigate, to safely use our vehicle. Switch sides, back to level 1. All your weight in your right leg, left foot in front. We go shift, step, empty, shift. Shift back, step, empty, shift back. So feel how you're using down to move forward and backwards. So it's down, step the foot forward, and then down. That moves you forward. And down, step the foot down. A couple more. Eventually you can get this to just flow, just casual. That's level 1. Use the chair for level 2. We go lift, lower, shift, step over an imaginary obstacle. So pick up the foot, step it over, and then shift. Then this little flamingo, meaning we're separating from the ground each time. So that's the challenge, is if I have to separate and then reconnect to the ground, I really got to get good at, is my weight truly through one leg only, and then other leg, and then other leg. Level 3, hand on the chair, lift, lower, shift. Now, heel, knee, foot, down. So now we're just really cleaning off the mechanism. Full lift, back, shift, and then it's up, tuck, reach, shift, and then up, down, shift, heel, knee, foot, down, shift, up, back, shift. All right, so that's the forward and backward direction. Let's take that up another notch. So move to the far left side of your space, and then turn, and now we got a big old runway forward, and we got our chairs on the sides so that if we need them, we know where to find something for our hands, right? So level 1, put all your weight in your right leg, your left foot in front, and just small steps. We'll work on down, all the weight's in one leg, step the other foot just a little bit in front, and then go down, step without shifting, and then down, step, down, step, down, step, down. Now going backwards, same thing. We're going down, left foot, step behind, down. Notice that I'm committed to this leg here. This one is my empty foot. When I step the foot, I still don't commit to it. Just because I step the foot doesn't mean I'm actually putting weight into it. I'm actually just finding the ground. Then I go committing to it, and that moves me backwards. Same thing here. This foot is empty. Bringing it back, step it back. Then I actually commit weight down through it. That moved me backwards. Now I stay where I am, step, then commit to that leg. Stay where I am, step, then commit back. Let's do that forward again. So it's the foot in front has no body weight in it, but then you commit to that leg and that moves you forward. Step without any weight, and then commit. Step without any weight, then commit. Step with no body weight, commit. Step and commit. Step and commit. Backwards. Commit to one leg. Step. Commit to that leg. Step. Commit. Step. Commit. So we're staying grounded. We're never uprooting ourselves and hoping that we'll reground. Now try that and just flow through it a little bit if you feel comfortable. Just go down, down, down. Just take it back to quote unquote regular walking where you're just flowing, but you want to feel how it's down, 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 down. That's what moves you forwards. That's what moves you backwards. It's down. And over time, you can take larger strides once you've learned how to go down through a leg and actually hit the bullseye. Then I could take a bigger stride if I wanted to and still make my way down to the ground. Hit the bullseye, hit the bullseye, hit the bullseye. So that's where running or jogging or long stride walking come in is, yeah, we can move, but as long, we still got to find down, down, down. That's what allows us to remain grounded and advance with speed without any feeling of putting ourselves at risk. Okay, so that's forward and backward. Let's do a little bit of sideways work. So turn and face forward, be at the far left side of your space. Put all your weight in your left leg. And we're going right foot out and back in. So you're going to repeat that. Out, in. Out, in. Key thing with this is that when I step this foot, my body weight stays here. So this foot is empty. And my equilibrium is maintained. Now, put the right foot out there, leave it there, change the weight down through your right leg, keep your left foot on the ground, the whole foot, and then change your weight down through your left leg, keeping your right foot on the ground. Weight down through the right leg, keep your left foot on the ground. So this area here, this quad, and the rest of your body is moving laterally, sideways, but you're really just going down and down. Now, stay in your right leg, left foot empty, bring the left foot in, out, in, out, in, out, in. Now, bring that left foot in, really important, the feet together, and remember down. So now, from your middle, go down through the left leg, and then down through the right leg. So we don't move very much here, but what we do is we change. One is full, other empty. And now this is full, this is empty. All from here, this middle cockpit of the body. And the rest of the body is just relaxed and along for the ride. Right? Now, down through the left leg, keep the left leg full, step with the right, and then commit. Down through the right, left leg empty, step, down through the left, right? The value there is that this foot is now empty, so I can step it without any weight. Then I change underground over to this leg, and then step this foot. Change underground so that weight's in the left again, so the right foot can step easily. And then change underground, bring the foot in. So the concept of underground is really important. Weight out of the body, not held in the body, out of the body. That's like plugging a plug into a socket. So then we're plugged into the earth, but yet we're not stuck to the earth. We can change where we're connected. Step the left foot out, change. Step the right foot in, change. The interesting thing about the body is that we can use the feet and legs to plug to the earth. That's common. But we can also use different parts of the body. Like when we sit, we're using our buttocks. When we do a handstand, we're using the hands. And imagine a cartwheel. We're changing, we're grounding through one hand, then the other hand, then the foot, then the other foot. And the body is free to move because we're able to change where we're grounded. But we're never not grounded. So that's what we're working on here. Ground. Let's go there and back again. And we add, you can see what I'm doing now, this turning. So now when I shift to the right, I'm turning. And when I turn, I just let the arms float across. This is the bear washing its paws in the stream. When I change to the left leg, I turn and swing across. Step out, change and turn and swing across. Step in, change. So this is the first, what you might call advanced Tai Chi pose. This is basically the most simple possible expression of all the components that make up advanced Tai Chi, where we're traveling, we're moving through space, we're turning through our pivot, we're doing something asymmetrical, right? On this side, this hand is what's called brush knee. This hand is sweep the leg. And then everything yin to yang, yang to yin. Everything changes. And now this is brush knee, and this is sweep the leg. This is full, this is empty. And then just when you got comfortable there, it changes back. So Tai Chi is this practice of yang to yin, yin to yang, turn this way, turn that way. And what that does is it frees us up. It liberates us to have total unimpeded flow, unimpeded changing of our parts while being relaxed and grounded. Now we'll step that up one notch. Take your left hand up, right hand down, right foot out. This is the bear swats the jumping fish. So we brush knee, swat the fish, step in. The hands change. Change your weight to your left leg, turn, brush knee, swap the fish. Step right foot out, arms change. Shift, turn, brush and swap. Step the left foot in, the hands change. Shift into that left leg, turn from your middle, brush and swap. As the hands are changing, step, shift, turn. As the hands are changing, step in, shift, turn. As the hands are changing, step out. So just to experience Tai Chi, and this is us repeating one movement. And already it's so rich, it's so full of opportunity for the brain. Let's go the other way. In, out, shift and turn. As the hands change, step in, shift and turn. As the hands change, step out, shift, turn. Hands change, step in, shift, turn. Step out. There's so much richness here for breaking through where our brain, nervous system, network to the body is stuck or asleep or haywire or disconnected. And so now to finish, we'll do our rotational movements. So power of orientation. So come stand right in between your two chairs. You notice you're facing, we'll call it due north, right? North is just straight ahead of you currently. Put all your weight in your left leg, and we're going to turn the right foot out so it faces to the right, east, I guess you'd call that, and turn the hips a little that way, turn your shoulders, turn your head, so you're now looking at the right side of the space. And then this right foot's still empty. Come back to neutral, look straight ahead. And then the tricky one, the heel goes out, the toes turn in, and the body kind of twists. It's a sort of closed position. Let's see if you can now look over at the left side. And then come back to neutral. And then open. So this is an open position I can see over here. And then through neutral to the closed position I can now see over here. Let's do that twice more flowing. So we just open the leg and the body, and then close. What makes this possible is the weight in your left leg. The weight being in the left allows the freedom of the rest of the body. Now let's do that on the other side. So switch all the way down through your right leg. Turn your left leg out and your body out a little. Then neutral. Then in. So the heel goes out, the toes turn in. It's called internal rotation. Neutral. And then external. Neutral. Internal. Neutral. External. Now skip neutral. Internal. External. So changing the orientation in space by quite a few degrees, yet keeping a quality of equilibrium. Now back to neutral. Change the weight to your left leg again. Turn the right leg out. Now the body is facing the right. Put all the weight down through your right leg and bring your left foot to match it. So you should quarter turn to the right, to the east. Now change the weight to your left leg again. Turn your right leg out. Turn your body out. So now you should be almost facing south, away from the front. Put all the weight through your right leg. Bring your left foot to match, and do it again. All the way through your left leg. Right foot is empty. Turn it out. Notice this is an opening position. And then change the weight to the right leg. Bring the left foot to match. Again, all the way to the left leg. Opening. Right foot pointing north now. Should be. Then reorient. Do that again. So down through the left leg. Turn right foot open. And change the weight. So it's important to empty the leg and then go to move it. Whereas a lot of times when I'm working with folks, they're stuck in their feet and then they're yanking their body around, but they're still stuck to the ground. And so that's where I believe it's the number one fall moment for people is in turning, because the feet are stuck, but then I've turned my upper body and I'm tripping over my own self, as opposed to if I empty, turn, then shift and go in that new direction. Change. Turn. Now, same leg setup, except let's go the other way. So instead of open, let's do this closed position. And then put the weight in your right leg and bring your left foot to match. So now I've quarter turned to my left. Empty your right foot again and do the closed position. It's like a little pigeon toe, turning the feet in, closing the body. Change the weight and you're back to neutral. Empty your right leg, pigeon toe, and reorient. Empty your right leg, pigeon toe, and reorient. Do it again. Pigeon toe. Turn. This is one that people don't often do. You might think, why would I ever do this? But there are times for this kind of movement, and also just because the brain and body are built to do it, we should do it so that we don't lose capacity of certain mechanisms. Okay, now that same challenge, but with the other legs. Put all the weight in your right leg, left foot turns out, body turning left, and then put all the weight in that left leg, bring the right foot to match. All the weight in the right leg, left foot relaxed, open, and change. You're just reorienting in the room. If you were going to go to your left, you would want to empty the left foot, open the body, turn open, and then head off in that direction. Again, change the weight. Left foot empty. Again. Round As you get more relaxed and more at ease with empty and full separation, you can speed up. So that's the door to quote unquote moving fast, is finding your middle and finding that actual empty and full discernment rather than a little bit full and a little bit empty and then we're clumsy. It's got to be 100 and 0 and then 100 and 0 and then 100 and 0 and 100 and 0. Let's go the other way. So instead of open, close, put all the weight in the left leg, bring the right foot to match. All the weight in the right leg, left foot empty, close, and reorder. Close, and reorder. Again, pigeon toe, reorder. Middle pivot is a constant, so I can close around the middle and return to neutral. The middle is still the middle. I can wrap around it and then middle. Now let's put them together. Watch me do one round here. So I'm going one, open, turn out to the right, and then as I shift in the right leg, I do this wrap around turn with the left, and now I'm facing from north to south in 2 foot movements, and then I'll do it one more time. I turn open, change to the right leg, bring this foot around, and turn. And now I'm back to north. So let's do that together. It's key, like I said, it's the middle, and then separate empty and full, and everything else loose. So turn right leg out. Weight goes down through the right leg, body is turning. Keep turning, pigeon toe, turn that left foot in, and then down through the left leg. Your body should now be able to face due south, and then turn the right leg out, put all the weight through it. Once you're stable on the right leg, your whole body in that left foot can turn. Go around twice more. Go slow enough and just scan the space with your eyes. You're not getting dizzy. You're not whipping yourself around. You're scanning. You're looking at your room or looking at the floor, but one more time. And this ability to fill one leg, body and the other foot is empty, and then fill that leg, body empty, fill that leg, around. You go. And now we switch. All the way to the right leg, left leg turns out, body is open a little bit. And then change the weight, close around the middle, pigeon toe. Change around the weight, turn the left leg out. Change and wrap that right foot around. Go around 3 times. And if you pay attention, right, pay attention after we're finished, we're almost done here, but pay attention throughout your day. And the coolest part to me about Tai Chi principles is that everything is Tai Chi. Your whole life can be this gauntlet, this obstacle course of using Tai Chi, soft, subtle precision, and very skillful approach to doing everything. Go ahead and face forward, right? So whether it's, oh, I got to go over there. Well, if I'm going to go over there, I got to go to the restroom while I'm changing my weight and stepping, and then shift and step and shift and step. And oh, I get to a place where I need to step up on a stair, so I change my weight and do this little golden rooster, and then I shift into that leg and push down through it. Everything that we just did today is everywhere in the world. That's the power of getting better at having a middle, changing weight, being relaxed so that you can sink down to pick something up, that you can move backwards if you need to, but keep your equilibrium. You can go sideways, you can turn and reorient. And then when we work on all this other Tai Chi stuff like we do on the Friday class, that allows us to reach up and pick things up or extend and grab and draw back. So it's everywhere, right? And as we age, we lose that supple, pliable quality, but it can be either regained or cultivated and never lost, depending on where you're at with it. And so, final thing we do is just the self massage, hands together, rub, and then rub the back of one hand, and then the palms, back of other hand, palms. And in the walking class, we focus mostly on the lower. So this groin area, hip flexors, around the hips to the tail, up from the tail onto that lower back. And then the fold at the hips and sitting of the buttocks allows us to sweep the hands down the outside legs around to the inside, push through the legs, stand back up, come up the inseam, past the groin to your middle, navel. So that twice more. Groin, hip flexors, around the hips to the tail, from there up onto that lumbar, lower back, and then we're sticking the butt back a little and sitting the buttocks. That allows us to sweep the hands down the outside of the legs, around to the inside. As we stand up, we come up the inside to the belly. One more. Groin, hip flexors, tail, lower back, sweeping down, sweeping up. And then just to complete the chi flow, we go up the outer arm, past the shoulder, turn the palm, sweep off. Repeat on the same arm. Outer arm, inner arm. Outer, inner, outer, inner, inner. And switch. Outer, inner, outer, inner. And release. And then the final closing wing roll, fold, settle to the belly, seal, 1, 2. So thank you everybody for being here. Just a heads up, I am out of town this Friday and then the following Monday. So I won't be here the next 2 courses, but then I'll be back, and then I do go away for one more round like that to Seattle with my teacher, but then I'll be back and then back to work. So yeah, just let you know I won't be here Friday and then that following Monday, but then the following Friday I'm back. All right, thanks. If there are any questions, feel free to unmute. Let me know.